Hi there. Hi. Happy New Year to everyone. Now, this video is for those that are looking to grow a business, not only start a business, not only just get the basics done and not do something with it. This is what this video is for. Now, I hope you take notes. I hope you get this information because this is serious information for you in your strategies and for your business success. And let's go ahead and begin. I'm Biz Strategist Sandy. First of all, I've been doing business setups and strategies for about 20 years. Social media just made my presence here known, but I am not a stranger to those that are have a vision and an idea and want to take it to the next level. So that's what I'm here for. I'm all for it. Happy New Year to you. Now, first things first, let's get in and talk about how to make yourself ready for a business. Now, I know we thinking that LLCs and all that is just the beginning and we're going to be off to the races. Let me tell you how you can miss your opportunities on future growth for your business, not being ready. And each component, whether it's going to be you looking for a grant, whether it's going to be you getting a contract, whether it's going to be you growing your business, there are some things that they are going to require, like the contracting, even getting a business loan, even setting up, starting business credit. I'm not talking about these people out here trying to scam y'all out your money. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the serious stuff that's going to take time, the serious things that's going to take time for you to grow a business. And that's what I'm here to talk about. And I'm going to give you the list. That's why I said get you write these notes down. I don't know how long I'll leave this video up, but write these notes down. Now, you first have to establish your business name. You have to establish the address to your business. We get into that in other conversations that I do. I do workshops and I do one-on-ones and things like that in helping you with your business. But this is the major things that a lot of you have to have, and you don't have, and it's not that you need one or two of these, you need all of these. If you're going to really, really accelerate in business, you're going to need all of these. So the phone number, a business phone number, I'm not talking about your cell number, I'm talking about a business phone number. You need a business bank account. You need a business email. You need to be able to have your business registered. You need your EIN number. You need your DUNS number. You need all of those things. Yes, you need. And you need, at this present date in time, maybe about 10 years ago, I wouldn't say this one, but social media, yes, you need those. Maybe 10 years ago, it wasn't that important. Your presence was good on social media, but now it's mandatory, okay? And you need to be able to list your business on different databases and platforms, and I do discuss that with my clients, or I do those, that information is given in a workshop, but you definitely do. And also, you need one or the other, and sometimes both. It all depends on your business model. Websites, sometimes some certain businesses doesn't really need a website. You may need a landing page. That's what you may need now. But remember, it's, you have to be business ready. You have to be ready for, like I said, contracting. This is a part of that. Outside of certain things that a contract require, like you sams.gov, you have to register and you have to get your cage number for that, and that's a different process. Getting a business loan, these are the major things that a bank is looking for outside of you having establishing. Sometimes you may have to use your personal profile or your personal credit. Let's keep it real. Sometimes you really do. It all depends on how much you're looking for financially, to get to loan, and how much you can qualify for. And then also with grants. Grants is a little different, but the grants now are really, really strategic. You have to really, really know exactly what you're looking for the grantor. And I mean, sorry, the grantee. The grantee is very the grantee it have very strict stipulations, and they have to go by a guideline too, and in order to be able to give out grants because it benefits them tax wise and all sorts of things. So you have to really be very mindful of that. Now, another thing and a few more things I do want to talk to you about for is getting ready for being in business is going to be you. First of all, you have to have, if you don't have it, you have to hire people that do. What I'm gonna give you a list of these things. You have to have a work ethic. You have to have a level of confidence. You have to have a level of knowing that you can see a vision and you are willing to be able to move it forward. Meaning you can't just start and then stop and start and then stop. You're not going to get anywhere. You're going to just set yourself up for failure. I don't like to use that word, but I'm going to use it. Yes, you're going to set yourself up for failure in that particular arena because you have to be mindful that it's going to take some force. It's going to take some doing, some in order for the results to happen. It's going to take some action. And I know you may hear that word quite a bit, but it is so true. Thanks for the hearts over here. It is so true. True, true, true. It is. And you can't bypass that. Okay. Now we're going to get in a little deeper and not talk about the surface thing. But here again, like I said, you have got to get you got to get that mindset together. You've got to pretty much change some habits. You got to do some things differently. You have got to carve out your time. Make sure that you get you a calendar or somewhere however you can keep up with your day and keep up with things, and then also get a something that's going to be requiring you to have maybe a to-do list. You need to be very cognitive of what you are going to do. You're embarking in new territory. A lot of folks is not thinking about starting a business and then keeping it in business, being be a long term. And I know a lot of you may have jobs. There's nothing wrong with having a job. There's nothing wrong with working. I'm contracting now. I'm doing things now with me taking on projects and taking on particular seasonal things that is helping me because I know the things that I want to do in my life. And that leads me to another thing. Make sure that you know what you want and not what you feel like you're seeing others do out here in the world and you want to gravitate to it. Don't be a person that is labeled, or don't be a person that is the definition of the um shiny object syndrome or the opportunists out here. Some people are opportunists. And yes, they are. They are opportunists, and they do this all the time. They don't know what they want. They almost, to me, in a sense, they're bipolar. They don't know what they want. So don't do that. And I do know with being an entrepreneur, you got a different mindset. There's a different mindset shift. Thanks so much, fella. Thank you so much for this love over here on TikTok. Thank you. Yeah. And so you don't want that to happen. Now let's get into some things that I want you to do as you are in business and as you have established your business, you getting things set up. I want you to be a person, or I want you to be an individual. I want you to be a leader because, yes, when you are out here in the business world, you are considered as a leader. You are the beginning of being a leader. All right. Now, I want you to be able to keep up with things with your finances, how you spending, how you're preparing to get your business together. That's what I think you need to do. I want you to do that. And by doing that, you want to maybe you with your business bank account, let me tell you what that will help you do. If you use and spend everything for your business from your business bank account, I get into that in my courses of you need about 3 or 4 accounts. And one is for, you putting a percentage in for your taxes. One is for like, maybe your day to day, maybe your business operations costs, whether it's payroll or whatever. And then you need another account for the money that flows into your business. And then you can always compartmentalize them and put a percentage up in and we do the business math, and when we are working together, or if you come to my next possibly workshop, or either have some trainings that I will be doing. So that way, this will help you to keep up with it. And then when it's time for you to file your taxes, you won't be trying to look for things. You will have them in place. And that is very important. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, you have to change that mindset of just saying that, oh, I just don't know where anything is. I'm not organized. Yes, if you don't want to do it, you need to hire somebody to do it, but somebody needs to be doing it in your business, okay? And that'll keep you out of the IRS trouble. That'll get you acclimated for different loans in the future. That'll get you in a different position, so where you can grab some of these other opportunities that can come your way. And then you also want to make sure that you are keeping up for these things, because when opportunities comes, like a contract, or maybe an opportunity for some a big grant may come your way, and they may want to see your financials from the last 6 months. You won't have to be struggling and scuffling and then miss the opportunity, because sometimes they can say that we have a window of we need this by a certain date, and you're not prepared, you don't have time to get it together. That's why it's always good to keep it together, okay? And then also, I always talk about business planning. You know that, y'all. I'm a big stickler on that, and I feel like this is the thing. If you don't plan, if you don't um, you don't plan, you don't do the proper planning, you're going to not do well in whatever you're thinking about doing, or whatever you want to embark on. You're not going to be successful in it, and we don't need that. We need to be more intentional in 2026. Okay, if you 2025 you fell off by the wayside, come on back in, reel yourself back in. You got it, you got this, you can do it. And now, that with that being said, it's like I say, that's just a way. And then also, there are ways. Let's talk about this: building and establishing your business credit. Building and establishing business credit is going to be it should be on the top of your to-do list. And credit some credit is for as business credit. Some credit is, hey, it's a little easier to achieve and accomplish than others. When I first started really with Push to Dream, I got the digital blueprint, and I started building my blueprint, my digital blueprint. It may be a little difficult now than it used to be for as establishing yourself so where you can get business credit, but I didn't have any problems of building and getting those. In business credit, they talk about tier one, tier two, and tier three type of things. That's a little conversation for a more intense, discussion. But here again, with tier one, those are just like those net 30, 90, net 30, 60, and 90-day business credit that you can get, and it will help you establish your credit. And I did that with a couple of companies to help me get established, to establish my blueprint, and to establish a payment history. Now, nav.com, that's a good way. That is, they monitor your business credit, and then also, as you're paying your subscription every month with them, they will give you, they will report to the business credit bureau for you. So your business credit is being established, and your business credit is being noted as in your numbers, and your credit profile is established, and it is, you know, it's doing a little something. So, okay, let's say that it's doing something, and it is growing, right? And so with NAV, it's just one of the things that you can do, but they're all kind of little the little things that you do and you can subscribe to that will help you with your business credit. So once you start out in business, you want to keep that in mind and establish and start that, because listen, everybody, listen to me, please. Don't rush this thing, meaning don't think that you're going to open up a business on Friday and by 30 days or less than that, you're going to have $100,000 in credit line. You may, if your personal credit is good, you may have to put collateral down, but it's not likely for everybody. And I'm speaking for the basic person or the generalized, the generalized business that is just getting established and getting started. You are not going to be there. So stop listening to all these people tell you that you can have, $100,000 in less than 2 hours. Let's say that. Because a lot of times what they're doing is they're not doing things ethical, and they're doing things that's just that's pretty much, they're like robbing Peter to pay Paul kind of thing. Just like, to give you some example, I heard someone say this one time when they were working on, giving you advice on building your business credit. Well, all you need to put, put this money in, and let this money rotate in your account. That is not a legal way to do anything. Okay, that is not. And so stop trying to take these shortcuts. And then someone says, yes, if you show that you just got a certain amount coming into your account within the whole month, like $1,000. And I think it was Stripe. If you have $1,000 going into your account for that entire month, then you can build your, this showing that cash flow is coming into your account. But do you have real business people, businesses coming in and spending business in your business that with that amount? So if you are, then okay, you can justify saying that I'm going to apply for funding of that amount. And if you don't, then how are you going to pay it back? If you start using that credit card, or you start using this, let's say, if you say, for instance, if someone get it, if you start using it, then how are you going to pay it back, when really the logistics side shows that you're just shifting money into your account, and it's really not a true picture of your, of your cash flow coming into your business. You get what I'm saying? So don't even do that, because like I say, how are you going to pay it back if you just trying to show where you just got cash flow coming into your business? Is really not realistic, because you don't have any customers that's doing that. Now if you got customers that's doing that, that's a different situation, and that's a different story. And so be mindful of those kind of things out here, and making sure that you don't get caught up in them and you don't believe the hype. All right, stop doing that. And I'm just gonna a few more things, and I just, let me see. I got some other little things that I want to just kind of say to you. And what I want to know, and then let me say this about your blueprint for your business. Making sure you secure, get a domain name, making sure, hey girl, making sure that you create a blueprint, get your name, making sure that it's secured. And I do have free resources that walk you through that. And if you just go to my website, click the link, and go to and find the free resources. And I do have things that can help you get established in business credit. If you do those things, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get some positive results. But a journey of 1,000 miles begin with one step. Let me repeat that. A journey of 1,000 miles begin with one step. A journey of 1,000 miles begin with one step. You have to, it's not going to happen overnight. You have to take initiative. You got to take charge, okay? You have to. If you want it to work, it's going to have to take on. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, you have to take charge. And that's with anything. That's with getting a loan. That's with getting grants. That's with getting government contracts. Don't miss out on opportunities. If those are just coming in, you can go back once this video is up and loaded. I talked about how to get ready. You need to get business ready. Some people say bank ready. Some people say grant ready. Some people say whatever. But ready, 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 Freddie is going to be the game. The way of the game. Getting ready for the opportunities out here, and knowing. Get you a notebook. Aspire. I don't have one. Let me see. Yeah. Get you one of these right here. I still have some from when I was in college. Look, I got it's 3 ring binder. Get get you and write down, take notes, do what you have to do to make your ideas come and be crystallized on paper. So that way, if you lose your mind, you have it written down. We're not claiming that one, but I'm just saying, have those things written down. And that's just some advice to you. I got so much stuff written down. Someone can just take it, come in and just take over and just do and just go into the direction where I was going or where I am going. And so that, with that being said, then I'm going to stop right there and I'm going to try to work on coming out this year and giving you some tips. So if there's any question, yes, you can always refer back to them. Exactly, sis. Yep, my sister's on here. Hey, girl. Yeah. You can always refer back to your notes because sometimes, y'all, I'll be sitting thinking about things, and I mean within 2 or 3 minutes, because there's so, I get so many ideas sometimes. And don't let me be in taking a bath or something. Oh my, that's when the ideas really flow. They really flow. And I have to write stuff down, or I have to speak it, or I have to put it in my note on my phone real quick. And then sometimes, because if you don't do that, you'll forget it. And it can be something that, it can be that gem that can change your life, change your world. So don't exclude that. But I'll be back for more. This is all for right now. I'll be back to give you more. If you have any questions that you want to ask me about business, please, and then maybe we can discuss them. I can have a discussion that can be a subject of conversation. Let me know what you want to talk about this year in 2026, and I'll be glad to help you to get to your next level in your business journey. Okay, that's what is over here, and in your personal journey. And I'm gonna tell you about your personal journey. Yeah, you're welcome. You're so welcome. Yeah, let me tell you about your personal journey. If you put in the work for you to, focus on you and put in that work and invest in you. I don't mean financially investing. Sometimes it's learning how to say no, setting boundaries, doing what's best for you, moving in silence, those sort of things. Just being intentional for what you need. And sometimes, it don't matter who you disappoint. Sometimes it don't matter who is upset. You have to do what you have to do. And if you guys are on, please tap the screen, and heart it up. And I appreciate that. That helps out a whole lot. Okay. And also, once you do those things with you, you can be a hand to the world. You can make the world a better place just because you are here, just because you've been here. Yes, you have a blueprint that nobody else have. You have a fingerprint that nobody else have. Your blueprint is unique to you. Don't ever forget that, okay? It is not for the people. Your blueprint is not for anybody to just dominate you and take over your thought pattern. And don't let anybody tell you what you cannot do. And so, with that being said, I will be adjourning this conversation later. Thanks so much for those that were here live. And like I said, if you have any questions, please let me know what you want to know more about. And I've been doing this for a long time, business strategizing. Yes, been writing business plan for about 20 years and helping people and helping businesses get out there and get their things done. Okay, get their business up and running. And then also, I some of them, I've given them ideas that they never moved on. But here again, everybody, sometimes they're not ready to do what they need to do. And that's why I say you got to work on you first, because it's left up to you. When you work on you first, then it'll be easier for you to be in your business life, in your business world. Because I'm telling you, I know from experience, I had to do the same for myself. I'm not telling you something that I didn't do and I'm not doing now. All right. Okay. Have a beautiful day. Bye bye. Okay. See y'all in the next video. Bye.